Welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, the Hope Project. My name is Joshebet Isaacs, and it's so good to see you again. I am here with Shamin Quay, our Head of Clinical at EAP, and welcome back to our series on safety. In the first lesson, we talked about why safety is so important, especially when it comes to children on the autism spectrum. In part 2, we then discussed the safety measures at home before talking about wandering in part 3. Now in this lesson, we will be focusing on safety in the car. Before we begin, do share with us in the comment section below some of the challenges you have personally experienced with regards to your children's safety in the car. Children in general love car rides, even us adults too. But we as adults hopefully know and understand and comply with the safety requirements of being in a car. And essentially, it is to be safely buckled in and with the car doors securely closed and locked.
Whether you have a newborn, an infant, a baby, a toddler, a child with you in the car, it is always critical that they are all secured in a car seat or a booster seat with their seat belts fastened. We cannot emphasize how important this is. Sometimes here in Malaysia, we do see toddlers sitting on their parents' lap in the front passenger seat or even the driver's seat and just enjoying the ride. Now, this would be a major driving offense in another country, and truth be told, while the child may be happy and excited, it is actually very dangerous and potentially fatal should there be a car accident. Therefore, the key priority is to wear seat belts in the car, or when a child is younger, to be securely fastened in a car seat. And yes, this can be difficult for some children. What more children on the autism spectrum?
Now, the easiest way to teach this is right from the beginning. When a baby is born and going in the car, immediately and always in the car seat right from the very start. This becomes a rule right from the beginning, and it's always easier to start right than to have to reteach it as they get older. So the challenge can be when a baby or young child starts crying or screaming or protesting, and we as parents find it difficult to follow through with this. A simple way is to break this down naturally will be to still always have them in the car seat, but you could also do then practices for shorter rides. For example, a few minutes for a short drive that could only last maybe 5 to 10 minutes rather than a 5-hour interstate drive. Also, of course, pair it with reinforcement. For example, special toys in the car, or after a child is able to finish the car ride with a seatbelt, he or she can get a special treat. An important reminder is to always stop the car in a safe place and turn the engine off before taking your child out of the car seat or unbuckling their seatbelt. One of the priorities also for children's safety when riding in cars is to prevent children from being near active airbags, especially in the front passenger seat. The impact of these airbags when activated can be dangerous for children or maybe even fatal. So to prevent any injury or unpleasant circumstances, all children below the age of 13 years old should always be riding in the back seat with their seat belts fastened.
Then there are the important locks. Child locks on doors as well as the window lock. Both are equally important to keep children safe and to keep them from trying to go in and out of the car. It is best practice for children with autism to be transported from one location to another while seated and secured in the back seat of the car and with the child lock on, whether they are using a car seat, booster seat, or no special seat at all. Children on the autism spectrum can be unpredictable, and in some cases, if they are able to, they may try to open the car door and get out of the car, even if it is still moving.
The next prevention is to never, under any circumstance, leave our children alone in the car. No matter how quick you think it is just to run into a convenience store, or even if your child is asleep. Also, always ensure that when the car is stopped, always make sure that the gear is turned into park and the engine is actually turned off. Regardless of whether the engine is on or off, still never leave children alone in the car. Additionally, try to have a habit of regularly checking that there are no breakables, throwables, or even edibles that are within your child's reach in the car. By edibles, we mean any object that babies and little ones can actually just put into their mouth. An additional safety tip is to make sure that the car windows are actually shatterproof. In the event a glass window is broken, the glass won't shatter and potentially hurt your child.
Now, some children with autism really struggle with wearing the seatbelt in the car and just refuse to wear it. This may have gone on for quite a long time and parents are just worn out trying to follow through with getting them to wear their seatbelts. In this case, we would implement a teaching strategy called wearing a seatbelt. As usual, we will need to break skills down, pair with reinforcement, and provide sufficient practice. When it comes to wearing a seatbelt, there are a number of skills that a child will need to learn. The rule is that we need to wear seatbelts when we are in the car. More importantly, to cooperate with this rule. In some instances, it may be as simple as cooperation, but in some cases, it may actually be a tolerance issue, be it sensory sensitivity to the belt itself or the car seat. Whichever it is, we can build a tolerance to it, although it may take a lot more time for some kiddos and require a lot more breaking down. As usual, prepare a social story or a video model. Prepare the car seat or seatbelt. Prepare a rule card. First seatbelt, then drive or favorite location. Now, first things first, we need to see if the child will tolerate it at all. If they are pushing away and screaming from it, it would be best to really break it down further and just read the social story and play with the reinforcing activity near the car seat. Next time, maybe in the car seat and then with one buckle and then the other. Use the first and card to clearly show your child that once they sit in the car seat, then they get the reinforcer that they are looking out for. Once a child is able to tolerate the car seat and seat belt, then it's to tolerate an increasing duration of time. So once again, start small. Just literally turn on the engine and turn it off. Drive one round around your housing area, then drive to the nearest convenience store or fast food restaurant where you can get them a reward. As your child is sitting more and more successfully, you can then start to prepare for those longer drives. This is just a general breakdown of the teaching method for tolerance to wearing seatbelts. Different children will have different needs as to how this program can be individualized. And it's okay if they need it broken down a little bit more. Here are the steps of running this practice. Read the social story and show a video model of another child, maybe of an older sibling, cousin, or a close friend, demonstrating wearing the seatbelt. Show them the first and board, then say, put on seatbelt and begin practice. This instruction can be used at any part of the program that involves the seatbelt touching your child's body. Provide reinforcement for every success your child demonstrates. And that's it. That's how you can teach your child to tolerate wearing seatbelts.
Pop quiz. Bob hates to wear the seatbelt as he likes to move around in the car. His mother has tried a few times, but he keeps removing it. Which of the following can she do to teach him this skill? Have a broken down plan to teach him to cooperate by wearing the seatbelt. Only start the car and drive when he is wearing the seatbelt. Proceed to stop the car if he is not wearing the seatbelt. This is important. Practice this only in the safety of your own compound. Purchase a seatbelt lock online so he's unable to remove it on his own, or all of the above. Yes, you know it, all of the above. Very often, for challenging skills like this, we need to ensure that there's a comprehensive list of strategies that include preventative, teaching, as well as reactive, as listed above.
Now it's your turn. Download the Safety in the Car checklist from our website and check for any safety tips that you have yet to put in place. Next, assess your child's ability to cope with wearing the seatbelt. Are they able to wear it at all? Or do they do it but only for short durations? If this is a skill to be developed or strengthened, download the teaching materials from our website. Then, begin teaching. So that's it for our lesson on safety in the car. In the next lesson, we will be talking about safety in the community. Do stay tuned. And if you haven't already, do check out our free online resource platform, Autism at Home, which has all the corresponding articles and downloadables for you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay updated. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye!